Oh yeah, this is the view. New Atlantis, straight ahead. Look down, my guns. New Atlantis, my guns. Hello everyone, I finally finished. It is the frontier. I wasn't sure what to do. I wanted to do something. It took me a while because I wanted to do a good build, something that is worthy. I went through a couple of interactions with this one. So this is like the third or fourth version. All the ones that I made before, I would finish, look at it the next day and didn't like it, so I kept changing. And I didn't want to put out a video about a build on a ship that I didn't like at least 90%. So this is the build that I finished. I look at it a couple of days later and I still liked it. So yeah, so that's why I thought, well, now I can share it, and here it is. The main difficulty that I had was trying to make this ship proportions to look slick with these engines. These engines are just so difficult to work with. They're big, they're square. I tried using other engines. They look better, but the stats were not there, and I wanted to make this build the ultimate ship that you can just use it for everything, not being just a fighter or just a cargo ship. This is kind of what I ended up with, and I think from the top it looks really good. I like the view from the top. It looks really aggressive. From the back is pretty good as well, pretty sleek. Now from the bottom, this is good too. And definitely the view that I like the most is from the front, like a very aggressive. In my opinion, I think the front looks pretty fantastic. Now from the side, not so much. It does look a bit chunky. I mean, it is a big ship. The length and the size limits that you're given by the game, this is kind of the best I could do. And I am pretty happy with it. So I thought that this is it. This is the one that I'm going to share for all of you if you want to make something similar, duplicate it, or whatever. Now let's look at the numbers. I think they're pretty good. Hull almost 1600. I wish I could get it 1600, a round number, but this is okay. I cannot add anything else anymore. I wish they would allow us just a few more parts, but it is what it is. Shield 1600, we're using the best shield, the Assurance SG 1800. Now cargo 6460 is pretty decent. It's a good number. If you rank up your payload skills, you can hit 10,000. So let me go back. I'm already maxed out on that skill. So well, 9690, almost 10,000. It's pretty good. So you have definitely a lot of space for all the stuff that you need. Crew, we max out at 10. Jump range maxed out 30 light years, so you can go from one end to the map to the other, no problem. Mobility, just 95, 5 short out of from 100. I'm more than okay. I think 95. Top speed 130. These engines, they're class C, they max out at 130, so we're good. And the mass 4430. So this is a good, pretty nice ship. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna take it apart, show you all the parts. Alright, so I split the ship into different levels. I changed the color as well so you guys can have a better view of what the parts are. Okay, we start with the base level. So we have a couple of hubs, a 3x1, a 1x1. This is a companion. I'm doing this to force the game to put the ladders here where I want it to. Then I have a mess hall, 3x2. And then at the back, I have another 1x1 companion. And this one is for the docker that is right below. So I want the docker just to come here, and that's it, nowhere else. At the front, a weapon mount with some of the weapons. And then I have this one, the Deimos bumper. So I have one on each side. This is just the porthole, the windows. I like windows in my builds, so that's there. And I have this landing gear, the 220 SB from Deimos, just for looks. It is here. And I have two big, huge helium tanks at the back. These are the 600T. The fuel is 290, so together 580. 580 will allow you to get from one end of the map to the other. Then on each of the side of the companionway, we have this structural Deimos wing. Then further out on one of the wings, I have another hub, which is just a 2x1, a workshop. I have a workshop on one end, and then I have a science lab on the other end. Then in front of that, I have a structure, which is the Stroud cowling. This is just a structure, and another one, this is the Stroud cap in the front. At the back here, this is a cargo hold, and this is the Galleon S203. So it is this one, it is, I believe it is inverted, and it's here connecting. And then I have another structure part, which is the Deimos belly. Then here, this is another structure from Stroud. This is the Stroud cowling, and this is a 3x1. And then in front, another Nova weapon mount. Then on the side, just to finish it, give it a little bit of an edge, we have a Deimos wing A and a Deimos wing D. It's the same one as here, so we have another one here. So everything repeats, just symmetrical on the other side. Now at the bottom, we have the Hope Tech landing bay, and I'm attaching this Hope Tech landing gear. For looks, I like how they look, so that is there. At the bottom, I attach another cargo hold. This is a shielded cargo, and this is the 10ST. And then I have a same one here below connecting with the dock. So that's there. Then I have two landing gears. These are the NG20s. And by the way, you have to get them at the Nova Galactic port, which is on Titan, the Sol system. I'll put those port locations in the description so that you guys can know. I highly recommend you to build this in an outpost with a landing bay, the large one, so that you can have all the structural parts in one place. Just save yourself some time. For sanity's sakes, it's not expensive at all to build a large landing bay. Another landing gear, this is also the NG20s, but the different variant. And I have a total of just 4 of them. So when you go to Nova, you can just grab 4 of these and you're good to go. Let's see what else. Oh, from the bottom, there's also the same part, the Stroud Cap A. You have the same one at the bottom flipped. There is also the Stroud engine mount. This one is also flipped so that it kind of, the edge matches the front. And then another structural Stroud cowling below. It's the same one, it's a different variant of the one that is here at the top. So I have another one here, it's just flipped and different variant. And that is it. Oh, I put a pole hole below here, another window, and I show you why I do this. It just makes the interior much nicer. And I also have another one here. These are just windows, you find them under structural. Same thing here on this one, 2 more windows, 1 on each side. So that's it. I don't think I missed any parts here. That is the first level. I'm gonna highlight them all again. So if you need to pause the video, you can see what the parts are. All of these, and this, and this. And there is a tank, landing bay, the bumper, and a landing gear. And below, we have this one, a docker, and this one. So that pretty much covers the whole thing. So, okay, now level 2, or actually level 3, yeah. So this is a Nova cowling. This is also the Nova cowling. It's just the second variant of this one. Then behind it, a 3x1 all-in-one berth. We have more cargo. These are the Galleons 204s. So they are the larger version of this one. And I have 2 back to back. Then there is the reactor, the Pinch AZ, and then we have 2 Nova wings on each side. On each side, I have 2 2x2s. One is a living quarters, and the other one is a battle station. More windows side on each of these sides, but on the inside, not on the outside. Another window here, and this is a Nova thruster, just so that it doesn't look so empty here. I don't think it does anything. That is the second level, and it doesn't have, it doesn't have much. So let's double click and we can just move it back and it stays here. So it just overhangs a little bit on top of the weapon mount. Let me highlight the parts again. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and here, and here. Okay, now here's where things get a little bit, I guess, messier. So this is the next level, level 4. We have the Deimos cockpit. I like this one quite a bit. I like the look of it, so I use that whenever possible. I also have a Deimos computer core, and I show you why I chose this one. This is the companionway, and this is the one that lines up with the other companionway that I have below, just to force the ladder to be here, so it goes from here all the way to this level. Behind that, we have the Stroud living quarters. And then on the side, I have another bumper. It is the same as this one on this level. And here we have the Nova braking engine, which is a structural part. And more windows, of course, on this side. That's that. Now, the engines. So, we have the engines, and this is the structural part. This is the Taiyo mid cap. So this is one, and then below the same one but flipped. And then in front is the Taiyo braking engine that connects to both of them. So that is this one. This one is exactly the same, but we're basically adding an additional one. Now, this one is on the outside, so I have it as the top and the bottom. But because this one is on the inside, I don't put the bottom. Instead, I'm using one side of the living quarters of the hub was going to go inside underneath here and underneath here, because you don't see it. It's covered by this, so it's okay. So just keep in mind that that's what's happening. So once I remove it, you can see it's only the top level. What's on top is just a Nova radiator structure. This is just for looks. The other parts are the same. Here's how we're gonna put it together. So we're gonna double click on this. This one is the very one out. So this one's, I believe it goes, hold on, I get confused too. Let me double click. This should align here, so it doesn't go all the way to the back. It's just barely a little bit over this part, so that's where it aligns. Then this one is going to be further in front, so that's where it aligns, so it goes on top, of the hub. Same thing with the other side. So this one, it should be behind there, and this one aligns here. So now everything is aligned. And now we can put this one back here. So yeah, just make sure that the companionway aligns with the companionway at the bottom to force the ladder to be here. Because this game, if you don't do that, it just puts ladders like all over the place. It's just weird. So that's that. That is the 4th level. And then now the final level. Same thing as the previous level. It's just one on the top, one below. The engine, the Taiyo braking engine in front. Same thing on the other side. Now what I have here is the grab drive, the G52 Gamma. In front of that, I have the Stroud engine mount, the same as the first row, the one that below, but I flip it so that it looks like this. So you have the curve at the bottom. I wanted the top to be flat, so that is there. We have the Deimos cowling, then a Deimos spine, and a Deimos spine again here. And so all that goes in here. Then another Deimos spine here, just so that it kind of lines up perfectly with the Deimos tail at the back. And then just shield the cargo just below. There is also a scan jammer here, just hanging out, chilling at the top there. So let me just highlight the parts again for you guys to see. This one, this one, this one, this one is the same. This one, this one, this one, and shield the cargo. Okay, so, and with that, this one can go here, and this one goes in here. Everything should perfectly align, and this goes actually here, and this one goes here, and this one goes here, and we are perfectly built. Oh, there is one more part that I forgot. This one, it's just a structural part because, the Docker doesn't look good. So there's a Hopetech nose B. It's flipped, so it goes there. So it just kind of makes it nicer, cleaner look. The weapons that I chose, probably this is a good time to talk about those. I picked them mostly for the colors. I like this black with gold accents around. So this one happens to provide gold accents, and this weapon here, the PBO 300 is actually a good weapon too. No, it's not just like the color. Same thing for this one, the PB 175 helium beams. They all have a long range. This one is, even though it's a class B, is 3,300 range. The fire rate 2.5 is pretty decent damage. This one also 3,300 range, decent damage, and you can have 4 of them because they don't take a lot of power. The only weapon that is not high range that I wish it were are these ones, the MKE 9A. Firing rate is good, damage is pretty decent. I realized that I don't use missile launchers. I have them on my other ships. I ended up not using them most of the time, so that's why it's just all guns and lasers on this build. Okay, so just really quickly, this is how it looks in the game. It looks big. It looks you know, aggressive. It has a good look. I like it. Well, hold on, let me put that away. And again, build yourself a landing pad, one of these ones, so that you can just do your building here. Otherwise, you're going around to different ports are no good. And I'm doing this one on my outpost here, just across Atlantis. And okay, so let's go to the inside. I do like this landing bay too. It's really open, you know, really wide, like really easy to just walk in. So, okay, so the first level here, I have, this is the, I think this is the only one berth. Yeah, this is the only one berth. And, you know, windows on the sides and then window here below. And when you're in space, this is the reason why I like to have a few windows on the ground, on the floor, because of views like this. It's just nice to have. So then when we go back, so this is the companionway that I put, you know, on the first floor and then on the last floor, just to force the ladder to go all the way to the top. And then here we have another window at the bottom, and then I have the mess hall. So that's the mess hall here, and then this is the companionway that links to the docker below. So the only thing about this ship that it kind of bothers me a little bit is like this mess hall. I have a laboratory here, a science lab here, and a workshop on the other side. It's just the door placement, you know, that I have to go into here and then get there. I don't know why the game cannot put the door here. You know, that would have been nice. And then there is also this one, which I guess is, yeah, there's no other way. I just have to go around the kitchen behind in order to get to the workshop. So yeah. But then I guess you do have kind of, you know, everything in one floor, so it's still good. But I just wish the door placement could be a little bit different, at least from this side, because there's kind of space for the door opening. But yeah, anyway, so that's just that. Level 2, and I show you level 2 is probably one of my favorites. This is another all-in-one berth, and then windows on the side, you know, makes everything just look nicer. And then at the back, I have here, this is the control station. You know, it's pretty nice. And these windows, I do like, I think it's a great choice to put a window here and then another with the back. Just, you know, straight up, you can see the windows. I think the windows in the control station look pretty sweet. And then on the other side, this is a 2x2 living quarters. Same thing, windows, you know, on each end of here. So yeah, it's pretty good. And that is it for this level. And I think now we go to the final level. This is the top level. We have just the living quarters at the back, the companionway with the windows on the side. And now this is the Deimos 2x1 computer core. And it is the only computer core where you don't have stuffed chairs or desk in the middle, where it's very easy, really open, and you can just, no obstructions, you can just walk straight into the cockpit back and forth. So this is why I chose this one. It's the only one that I found that is like this. The one thing that bothers me the most about this hub are the 3 freaking papers on the floor. I don't know why. Who in the right mind thought that putting just 3 papers on the floor that you cannot pick up is a good idea? I don't know. Another thing that bothers me is this sticker here that says please fix. These things, they bother me so much. You don't know how much this bothers me. Damn it. Okay, move on. This is the cockpit and I love it. This is like my favorite cockpit here. Because of the window, you know, you have ample window and you can see below as well. And this is what I like. I specifically wanted to make this build using this cockpit just so that when I look straight, I can see everything, in this case, New Atlantis. But then when I look down, I can see my guns. That's what I wanted. I wanted this. The build was for this. Look in the front, New Atlantis. Look down, my guns. New Atlantis, my guns.
Giggity.
Yeah. Okay, and here is another look of the ship here in New Atlantis. I mean, it is a big ship. It looks... So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Does it look good? Other than that, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the game. Have fun. I'll see you in the next video.